In a country dominated by talented athletes playing sports like basketball, soccer, volleyball, even tennis, in comes a fast-paced, equity-driven sport called flag football. Over the years, an influx of love and excitement has flown with the sport of flag football, with athletes coming in from all over the place. History has been made time and time again, and it begs the question, flag football, is this a sport that Nigeria should adopt in 2025? This and a bit more is what we'll discuss on today's episode of Discourse on Discord with myself, Adibari, Showtime Commish. And in the studio with me today is one of our very own team owner in the league. However, he doesn't want me to, but I am going
Watch
to.
it.
Anyways, to introduce him, he is an award-winning movie producer, director, screen and scriptwriter, a coach, a team owner, like I rightly said, a father, a husband, and many more. He goes by many names, but most people know him as Bibi. Good afternoon, Bibi Shashure. Welcome to the show.
Sure, you've done your own.
Yes, I've done my own.
You've done your work.
Welcome, welcome, Bibi.
All right, thanks for having me.
Thank you very much.
Glad
Thank
to
you
be
very
here.
much for gracing us with your presence today. I mean, on Discuss on Discord, basically what we talk about is sports, focusing on flag football and everything around it. And you have been what I would call one of like the powerhouse that has driven the sport over the years, right? But before we go deep into the show, I want to ask you, BB, you flag football, how did you meet flag football and how has it been so far?
So my journey with flag football started when I was in college at Rutgers University in the States. For America, flag football is like um, the fun cousin, so to speak, right? American football is ingratiated into American society. Thanksgiving, there's the Thanksgiving game, the Detroit Lions are always playing, maybe the Cowboys. And everybody wants to play but can't play football. It's a lot of gear, it's very hard on the body, it's a lot of expertise. And somewhere in there, someone invented this idea that you can just touch each other to stop, or that got even better, pull some
Full flag,
flags,
yeah.
to stop. And that sort of took on a life of its own, so to speak. And so colleges around, the country, used to sort of do recreationally flag football. And I used to play soccer quite intensely then, and then fell in love with flag football and just never turned back. When I finished college, I was living in New York for quite a bit, and used to play with the New York team then, New York flag team then. Um, and yeah, I think, just really grew in love with the sport for quite a bit. And I got back to Nigeria, and a few times I'd heard about some crazy people throwing a ball around somewhere
Say
in
crazy
Lekki,
people.
I want Rabari and all these people used to wear pillow and go and tackle yourself or what you were doing. Yeah, the Marines maybe, I
Yeah,
don't know.
Lakers Marines, yes, back
But
in the day.
yeah, so I mean, I don't know that I saw the tackle one, the crazy one, but one day I don't even remember who invited me, but came out and saw what I thought was a very strong level of competition for what was recreational. And that was immediately to me really interesting, something that sort of had wings, had potential. And it's been up climb ever since. And I would say an engine was built from the passion of the people who were playing. And then, you know, Aziz Amida came in and just poured rocket fuel on it. And, it sort of took off.
Shut up from
And
there.
Showtime, you guys, what you guys are doing, what we're all doing is really exciting stuff.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much for giving us an insight on your journey with flag football. But so basically coming into the show, right? Today's show basically is, like I said, about flag football in itself as a game, right? Is flag football, in your own opinion, is it a game changer for the Nigerian sports scene, or do you think it's going to just be one of those things?
No, there's no chance that it's one of those things. It's a question of how much of a game changer it is. So let me, life, there's many sort of, fulcrums, and like they say, life turns on a point, right? And I honestly believe Showtime is a fulcrum, and that the the I don't want to say finality because that's too, but the real shape that flag football is going to take is actually being molded now. I feel like we're the cast that you pour the sort of
Yeah, the
concrete
cement or
into
concrete
and
and
all
stuff.
that,
Yeah,
and then it
yeah,
sort of takes shape. I think that's what Showtime really is. I you know talk quite a bit about two signals to me that are super important that tell me that Nigeria, and by that I mean Showtime, um, could be the hub of flag football in the world. Um, One that is the biggest one, and most people don't know, is that the second biggest league in the world today by revenue is not the Premiership. Everybody kind of knows that. If you like American football, you kind of know that it's the NFL. It's the
yeah,
biggest league in the world.
yeah,
But everybody assumes that the Premier League, which is soccer, Ronaldo, all that
yeah,
stuff,
yeah, yeah.
is, well, Ronaldo's not there anymore, but all the great big players, is the second or first biggest league in the world. They're not even top five, I don't think. So you would assume the NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball, because America just has a lot of these big sports, Premiership, all that. But the second one, just in the last year or so, is the Indian Premier League, the
Indian
IPL.
IPL. Yeah,
It's cricket,
yeah,
which not too many people know. And the big thing for that, and why it's a signal for flag football, is cricket is not an indigenous game for India.
for India.
The British invented cricket,
Hmm.
and when they were colonizing the world, this tiny island that colonized the whole world, they built stadiums in India so that the elite British expats could
Come
play over
play.
there. And today, because of very smart work of the private sector and very, you know, partnership driven work of their government, they were able to create a federation and a system that allowed the IPL thrive and become what it has become today.
Yeah.
So what that means is that the best players in the world in cricket leave London, leave Fiji, Australia, a couple of other
South,
places
which
that are
is,
sort of big in
yeah,
and they all
go
come
to
to
India.
Pakistan and they all come to India. South Africa is another really big one. They all come to India to play because India was the hub that took it seriously and put all the things together and aligned it. And talking about the last 15 years or so, it's staggering what they've been able to do. The second signal that's really, really big for us is that you would think that the natural home of it, much like England was the home of cricket, is the United States.
Yeah.
And a lot of this is theorizing, but I think Amina and I share this in common as to the vision for Showtime is that we love the NFL. I'm passionate about it. I'm one of the people who spends a lot on the NFL, from going to games. I'm a big Jet fan, to buying merch and all kinds of things and so on. And I have NFL ticket pass, and league pass, and all that stuff. But the NFL has they call it the sort of founder's dilemma, right? They have this issue where the big thing that's printing money for you is also your problem,
Hmm.
right? So you take companies like PayPal, eBay had that problem. They had bill point in house, but what could they do? They had to make sure that people were comfortable using that sort of payment before they came in. You take Google today; they were the first to discover AI, but they have to make sure that people actually want to
To use
use,
Google. Yeah. Yeah.
Gemini as
Yeah.
opposed to Google before. And so ChatGPT has come and sort of not replaced, but when you say they're the verb now, you
Yeah.
Google stuff for search, you ChatGPT stuff
ChatGPT.
for AI,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So for chat box AI, right? So in the same way, um, when you think about the NFL, the world is moving slowly, but moving to a more safe version of the sport. One, There's so much crap about CTE we know today about,
Yes. Yes.
people's head
Concussions and
examine
stuff.
concussion
Yeah.
protocol, and the NFL's trying, but at the end of the day, you're still hitting people.
Yeah.
Secondly, a lot of mothers don't want their kids playing it. And thirdly, and probably most important, is that no matter what you do, tackle football is never going to be co-ed.
True.
They've tried quite a
Yes.
few times, it's just never going to be co-ed.
Mm-hmm.
And so flag football presents this really exciting possibility of becoming the thing that has broader appeal. It's co-ed, it's safer, and it's still just as exciting. The thing that makes football exciting is great throws, great strategy, great catches. All of that still happens in flag football. And so you could see why even the NFL started NFL flag. There's a lot of flag leagues all over the world and all that. But they suffer from the problem of, do we turn off this $100 billion
Business.
business because we want to support flag? Even if it's going to take some time, maybe a decade or two, even though I don't think it's going to take that long, the truth is that the next generation of people, the NFL needs that boy that's growing up, wherever in the world he is, to decide that I want to
Wear
grow up
the pads and
wear a
helmets.
pad and helmet
Yeah.
and hit someone.
Yeah.
While a lot of forces are fighting against that, that boy dreams, you know what, I just want to catch a really cool ball, and I can do that, and my mom's not going to be angry, and I don't have to fight for it, I don't have to worry about
No
concussion and all that.
CTE and stuff.
All
Yeah.
that stuff. So
Yeah.
as it continues to progress towards flag football, the NFL has this really big problem. And when you have that kind of problem, you're just not going to cannibalize yourself. Those two signals, that and the IPL, tell me that there is a gap, there is a space, there's an opportunity, there is a void for somewhere else to be the hub of flag football in the world. And I think with the progress that Showtime has made in the last year and a half, 1 year really, selling out its last two bowls, the growth of players turning professional, the quality and caliber of people that are coming in terms of talent, the stuff that's going on the international space, there's people going to represent Nigeria and Egypt,
Yeah.
a lot of Showtime players. It feels like the investment is right, the time is right, the talent is right for the opportunity for this to be the hub of flag football in the future, and I'm really excited about that.
That's amazing, because that basically would drive me to my next point. But before I go, right, you said something about the conventional football, that's the tackle football, not being co-ed friendly, right? I remember back in the day when we were Lagos Marines, like you said, we actually had some ladies on the team.
Did you not?
Yes, we
And you
did.
guys were tackling women?
Yes, they were tackling as well.
I mean, I always get excited when I hear that.
Yeah.
I feel like there's something wrong with you guys. But I really get excited when I hear I mean, Warriors, for example, we're super proud of the fact that I feel like a few girls can run fly, but not really.
Not really, yeah.
One girl runs fly in the league.
Yeah.
You better, your male safeties better keep an eye
Hey,
on that, or she's gonna roast you.
watch out for
And she's a
Jum Jum.
warrior, yes.
Yeah.
So I keep saying, and this one is not gonna be a warrior. I think it's Toy Bat, if I'm to put a guess on it.
yeah.
I can't wait till the day a girl's playing straight safety.
Right,
Like,
right.
I don't need a dude, don't worry. I
Yeah.
got this lane. I got
Yeah.
this box, cover 3, maybe even cover 2. Maybe she's in a free safety in the middle.
That would be amazing, though.
I think
that would be
I
amazing.
literally think like there's enough talent in both genders to be able to compete at a high level.
Yeah.
And so interesting that you guys were playing tackle.
Oh,
with-
we were, and the ladies went everywhere with us. They went to the first game, the second one, the third one. They were making tackles. They were
There's
getting
a
blocks
few
and
girls
stuff.
that
A few girls.
I never played tackle with you guys, but there's a few girls that I think I think of B.
No,
Who used to rush
She will play tackle.
on a, like I don't want to be tackled.
I mean, she plays rugby. She plays rugby.
So and even Rukayat on our team, who's the president of the rugby.
Yeah, yeah.
There's some people who. Yeah, I hear you, man. Maybe there, but they've tried that a couple of times in the States, and it just didn't work. Like
Yeah.
tackle football, and they're trying to sexualize it and all kinds of like it
Yeah.
just.
You mean with the LFL?
Something like
yeah,
that, yeah,
Legends
like
League and stuff. Yeah,
maybe,
the Legends League and
maybe.
stuff. Yeah. So that brings me to my second question, because I mean you really hit the nail on the head by buttressing that basically everywhere in the world it's a general thought that flag football or American football is an American sport and da 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 da. So my next question to you is, with what you said, what do you think can make flag football a uniquely Nigerian sport in 2025?
It's not going to happen all in 2025, but we have the advantage, right? Every every other country has a sport that really dominates the zeitgeist, right? And I
Yeah.
would say, to be fair, soccer, or what is football in Nigeria,
Yeah.
dominates our
Yeah.
consciousness and our
Yeah.
zeitgeist. But again, they have that one fundamental problem. You might love Chelsea, I love City. I'm a City dude. As much as I love, my wife knows De Bruyne now because of me, but she don't love De Bruyne.
True.
See, that's the difference.
Yeah.
Flag really has Coed at its fingertips. It's what tennis has always had. It's what pickleball has now. But those only have one or two people that can participate at a time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Flag is an entire community that can participate. It's like, the biggest stars in tennis, Venus and Serena, for like 20 years, right?
Yeah.
So it's easy. That was one sport that crossed over quite, you can watch Federer, you can watch
or
Serena,
with Williams,
right?
yeah.
There's nobody to watch in soccer. Not to be rude, there's a lot of great female football soccer teams. They're just not sparking the same sort of level of enthusiasm and passion
like the males would.
like the males would. And Flag does it
Evenly.
from the start. So you're running with a male and female fan base. See, that's
Yeah.
what the IPL did well. The IPL is the only league in the world that has equal gender participation in terms of fans. And it is insane what that does. They're the only ones that's why their revenue is so high. Because most sports in the world, the revenue only comes from one side, gender-wise, in advertising.
Yeah.
You want to market a Rolex or a Ferrari
Yeah.
or the things guys want. In the IPL, they're marketing Tampax. Just the same way they're marketing watches.
Watches, yeah.
Like, it is because women are watching it just as evenly. The second thing that they do really well is they infuse quite a bit of Bollywood. So I think there's two owners who are huge Bollywood stars.
Yeah, I think Shah Rukh Khan. They started with Shah Rukh Khan, and then one of the
and they infuse a lot of that entertainment and stuff into it, right? And I think, a lot of that is some of the stuff that we're working on Showtime. Amid as a pure operator is very good at that. And you needed someone who would come in from the experience standpoint as opposed to from the game standpoint.
Yeah.
I'm extremely passionate about the game. And I think it was great to let the game standpoint be the player and team level and let the league level be the experience standpoint where fans and people can come in. There's nothing else, nowhere else other than church.
To be on Sunday.
Every Sunday guarantees you 1,000 people of all demographics, of all ages, of all, you know what I mean, of all genders, of all, that can come together in Lagos and have a great time.
Yeah.
That is Showtime, right? And so it's going to take quicker than 6 months. You keep saying in 2025. It's not.
No, I mean,
it's not like that.
No, I'm just saying.
But
yeah.
I do think it has such a head start already because, again, the gender thing is just so big, and I think you've tackled that and done that really well. And interestingly enough, dare I say, the stars of Showtime are women.
Facts. Facts. I agree 100%.
I think if you measure the jerseys that are going to be selling the most, if you like just things that exciting, it's really great when Remy or Musti or some guy makes some cool one-handed catch or something, but
when a
girl do it,
when a girl does it, it's out of the park. No.
Holy crap!
Yes,
right? Like when she dives and bats down that ball, and that stuff is like in the championship game. I think it was the second pass that Tayo faked one way to Dawa and it was going to throw out to somebody on an out route, and Ade read it perfectly, and she just went and hit it down. And so she came up, she was like,
calm down.
I have goosebumps now.
Let's go.
Thinking about it. Like, so it's just such a head start that, that gender thing is going to be something that's really hard for any other sport to catch up on.
I mean, I agree with you 100%. Why? Because one of the very, well watched clips on Showtime's Instagram page would be, I think, that one of Jumai in the championship game. I think it was it Community Cup or which one that she caught a pass in the middle of, and it was a game-winning pass.
The Panthers was versus the Panthers in the rain.
Yeah,
just went over everybody and just hard and
it was amazing.
Game-winning touchdown.
So yeah, I mean, being co-ed, actually, I do agree 100% that it makes it it pushes us further a bit more, because everywhere in Africa that I know that flag football is being played right now is either being played all male or female and stuff like that. So we're kind of like the only ones that's here in Nigeria, which is almost everyone is playing it that same format, because it seems like that same format is what works so much. So it brings me to my next point, right? If we're gonna really push the sport, I'm a very big advocate of sustainability, right? So my next question would now be that, in your own opinion, right? Do you think that schools and communities should start adopting flag football, and why?
Oh, for sure. And I think there's some effort towards that. Like, I know things have been done with all kinds of, I forget, Uprise or a couple
Yeah,
of other things,
yeah,
and
yeah,
outreach programs and so
yeah.
on. I think, without a doubt, the earlier you can get kids into it, the better. Um, Either way, there's going to be at least half a decade of talent that's already waiting to pour into flag football, be it from, you know, local basketball
Mm-hmm.
leagues, local soccer leagues,
Yeah,
all kinds of things. But I think the earlier you get people, the quarterback of the Warriors, Joseph, is a phenom.
I agree.
He's 3 years
I agree.
into the sport. He's probably the best in Africa, if you ask me. And, imagine if you had found that person 3 years
3 years.
earlier.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? How much
yeah.
better would they would be? So I think, yeah, to answer the question simply, yes, I think as much as we can do with outreach, in terms of schools, in terms of community. I know Showtime Street is doing some stuff in different
Yeah,
communities.
yeah.
I get there every weekend now for Showtime Pro, and people look younger and younger. You know what I mean? And so that's exciting. But yeah, I think as early as we can get them. I was visiting some cousins in. I never go down south in the States, but in Texas a few years ago, and they were in a flag football sort of tournament thing with their school. And I went down, and these kids are 8, 9, like, you
Doing
know,
stuff.
throwing balls.
Doing
But
stuff.
again, they're all wearing helmets.
Yeah.
And as soon as they hit each other, you see their moms, you're like, Tommy, are you okay?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, do you need a break? You need some
yeah,
water? That stuff
yeah.
is like really sort of trepidatious for them. And like,
Mm,
so
mm-hmm.
I think you just can't get them early enough. I don't know how else to explain it. Like I personally, on this question, as a little secret, my daughter's 3. She started playing soccer. She started playing tennis. But I guarantee you, she's going to quarterback a co-ed Olympic team, like be the starting quarterback of an Olympic team
You heard it here first.
before she's 18. I'm telling you,
You heard it
just
here first.
guaranteed. Except she's just terrible, which I don't see how that's going to be the case.
I mean, she can't be terrible.
We'll
Yeah, I
see.
mean, with a dad like you, I don't think
We'll
I
see.
don't, I
We'll see.
don't think that's possible. I mean, so to really, buttress your point, right? It you're saying that it makes a lot of sense to basically just go grassroots and start from the scratch and stuff like that. So it brings me to the next question: that what do you think? I mean, Showtime is doing a lot of that right now, with Showtime Street, Showtime Pro. So my question would be that what do you think the secret is, or I mean, just explain to people how you think the rise of grassroots athletes can really, you know, come in through Showtime.
I mean, I think overall, Nigeria's a peculiar place, right? You have extreme amounts of talent, a huge populace, and also, unfortunately, extreme amounts of poverty and necessity
Mm,
and need and things
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
And also, you have a deep lack of structure,
Mm,
right? Be it from schools that are supposed to. In Nigeria, the stats on Nigeria are weird. Like, Lagos is like, it's something silly. I don't want to say the wrong stat, but it's something like 3 or 4 to 1 private school to public school,
mm.
which is unheard of for a megapolis. It's like it's supposed to be flipped.
Yes,
So your organizer saves money and sends his kid to a private school.
yeah,
It's unheard of.
yeah.
Like, right? The point is, a lot of stuff works to the private sector in Nigeria,
Mm,
right? And there's such an intense passion for people with sports, an intense level of talent that just is completely untapped. I think that's always the sad part about Nigeria, right? You have all these natural resources and don't get organized properly.
mm-hmm.
And in the same way, I always get baffled when Ghana does better than us in soccer. It blows my mind. We're 45 minutes apart by plane. So I mean, the distance is like literally like nothing, right?
Yeah.
It's like 2 states away in America, right? It's nothing. We are times 4 Ghana's population. We are clearly more passionate than most Ghanaians.
Yes. Yeah.
So how in the world? It's just at that point,
Are
it's
they
just
better?
structure.
Are they
That's
better?
all it is. Like,
Yeah.
how in the world are you constantly putting on a program that is better than Nigeria,
Nigeria.
most times in international competitions, right? That just tells you it is about structure, and that's where Showtime thrives, right? It's like all the things are there already. What the missing piece is structure and system and all that, right? So, big advocate of Showtime sort of getting as low as it can and getting early, because Showtime has shown that it knows how to create structure,
Yeah.
right? And so, you know, and when you're dealing with minorities, a lot of structure is needed, right? You hear about other leagues, talking to some people from other leagues, and like, oh, have they spoken to your parents yet? And people are 16, their parents don't know, all kinds. Because you can get away with that in Nigeria, but it's just not the way to go. Like,
Yeah.
every player in Showtime on every team has to fill out ID, check their ID.
Yeah.
Okay, are you under 18? Okay, you talk to your guardians. They have to
Yeah.
sign away.
Yeah.
All these kinds of things. Like,
Yeah.
that's what makes things actually sort of work, right? When people put that trust in you and you start to invest in the system, I think if you have the right structure, the amount of talent, the populace itself, just the size of the populace, and the amount of passion, there is no reason for this not to be an elite sporting country. Jamaica has dominated racing in a matter of 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
It took them, from late 90s to 2008 to bring out
2020s,
Usain Bolt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so it's doable. Like, it's not, it's like,
Possible.
it's doable. Yes, some of them go to colleges in the States and all that, but very doable. Like, you are known for this. Sorry, in a matter of 10 years, they don't wipe you come out straight. And Nigeria has that opportunity, but you have to start at a very early age.
Yeah.
I think racing, swimming, I think the entire Niger Delta should just be producing gold medalists in swimming. Just
Swimming,
bringing
yes.
Michael Phelps out. Like, they should just be swimming from
Yes.
Akwa Ibom to Calabar. Just standard. You do understand?
As their natural
As
habitat now.
natural something. I think racing, I think
Respect.
swimming, and I know we think about soccer a lot, but I think flag football. I think those 3 things, we should be dominating the world in those sports personally.
So I mean, you mentioned something about structure, right? So I want us to jump off flag football for a bit, right?
Sure.
What do you think that, because for me, right, and I might be wrong, right, but for me, I think the sports but I say community, for lack of a better word, the sports community in Nigeria has been dwindling for a couple of years now, right? Take for instance basketball. Basically, I think is Cotonou or wherever it is that is feeding our basketball athletes in a country where you have talented athletes, right? So in your own opinion, what do you think that, I mean, talking about structure that we have from Showtime and what you are seeing as well, what do you think your advice would be to other leagues or programs in Nigeria to adopt, maybe from Showtime or from what you've seen?
So it's less counsel advice to other leagues, and it's more, so I'm in the film space, right? And, you look at Hollywood as a bit of a beacon of, what happens in film, although that's changing overall. The world's becoming more globalized. The streamers and the tech companies sort of allow of great films to be made anywhere in the world. The world stops when Squid Game comes on, things like that. I think it really is more about talented, entrepreneurial individuals deciding that they want to get into these sectors that are really exciting. I'm at the confluence of 2 very exciting sectors. Film and TV is very exciting, sports is very exciting, and they really, they're the backbone of entertainment. I know people think music is, but music is very instant dopamine.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and does fantastic stuff infrastructurally, but really film and TV, sport, like those are the things that the world sort of stops for, so to speak, right? You might stop when a Taylor Swift or Beyonce or Wizkid album comes out, but for the most part, when Game of Thrones is on or when Olympics is on, or, you know what I mean? Like, the world knows, like, and they're really big properties. And I think the same counsel I give is what I say in the film space is we need great entrepreneurial minds who are risk aggressive, who are smart operators to understand what the opportunity in these categories are and these sort of sectors are. I don't begrudge, you know, other worlds. I think we search too much for the other world coming in, right? Great if NFL wants to do stuff here, but we're going to build a local league regardless of what the NFL wants
does.
to do
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Nigeria.
Yeah.
You know, it's great if Netflix. By the way, I have probably the biggest contract from Amazon Prime in Nigeria, but I still say it's great if they want to be in the space or not. We're going to tell our stories. We're going to make films regardless of what Netflix or Amazon does in this space, right? And so the appeal really is more to individuals and to Nigerians and to, you know, titans of industry, so to speak, and to young ones who want to become titans of industry to look at these spaces and to think to themselves, just look at the signals again. Flag football is one of the fastest growing sports in the world.
Fastest.
It's already one of the few sports that co-ed people can play. So I can appeal to men and women.
Appeal to women, young and old as
There's
well.
already a big talent pool. There's already a big league that feeds. You think you want to feed like, oh, NFL. And if you're not careful, that's what they do. They'll come in and feed off you, even though you are the small one, right?
Yeah.
But we should be feeding off that.
Of them.
Correct. Like, so regardless of what you do, great. Evangelize the sport for us, and then we just soak up all the people. It's okay that you don't get into the NFL. Don't worry, there's a better sport. Like, come. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the way to think about it, right? And so I think the appeal is really more to those. I can't wait till, you know, there's multiple leagues, not just Showtime, and that really, really smart people and really, really influential people have teams, and it's like a big deal. And there's like this, there should be this event that the country stops for such a sport passionate country. Why is there no this time of year?
This is the event. This is
what the sporting event that the country is doing.
I mean,
it's crazy that there isn't that.
I'm trying not to say it, but like the Super Bowl basically just
America
stops
even
everything.
has a bunch. Like, but yes, the Super, like America even has a bunch. Like, there's just no, they have, wherever you are in, the few people that care about NASCAR, they have their
NASCAR,
there's NASCAR, there's Indy 500, there's people who care about horse racing, there's the Kentucky Derby, there's the Preakness, there's people who care about football, there's the Super Bowl, there's the NBA Finals. They just keep expanding. But let's even take America as a second case. There's countries who this is just the one sport. India is just cricket. London is just football. Like, why are we not? There needs to be and I think flag football is clearly what that's going to be. Like, there's just no question about that.
Awesome. Makes it a lot of sense. So let's go to my my next point, which is basically part of what you mentioned, and this is about nationwide growth for the sport. You mentioned something about, you know, there should be more leagues, you know, more flag football leagues and da. I do agree with that 100%. Why? Because I think it helps grow the fan base, it helps grow the athletes, it helps, like, when you have a lot of leagues, that means infrastructure has to come in as well.
100%.
Right? That makes the, you know, that then gives the sport a bit more acceptance, would I say?
This is one of those classic cases of when the tide rises, all the boats on the water rise with it.
Yes, rise with it.
Like, so there's zero, like, Showtime, by all accounts, and likely it's going to be very tough to beat. It's still going to be probably the premier league in the country. It's probably going to have a lot of other regions of Showtime, so to speak. It's probably going to be a national or the national league. But the country is big enough to have multiple leagues, multiple grades of leagues. I already think that is the case already. I think Showtime is a pro league, and there's other semi-pro or recreational leagues, so to speak. It can afford to have a ton. I think, look, there are two things to me that are super, super important. And it's crazy that sports is one of them. But I think from the tip of, is it Zamfara that's the highest state? No, Sokoto. Sokoto. From the tip of Sokoto to the base of Bayelsa, I think is the lowest state. I think there should be insane broadband everywhere. Like, I think if the government does nothing else, I think somebody should just say, just take, you know, $2 billion and just dig really deep into the ground and just go and launch, get Blue Sky or you know, NASA or whoever it is, and launch a bunch of satellites into space. But blanket Nigeria with internet. That should not be difficult to do because that's going to solve education, small business, all kind of information, all kinds of things. The second thing I do think is we already show that we can export our entertainment, and I'm putting that as an entire sector, right? Music is the first one that is doing that.
Yeah.
I think we're naturally built storytellers and we are exceptional athletes. And so I think those are the next two sort of categories under entertainment that are waiting to explode and be exported, that bring FDI, they bring foreign direct investment that bring FX into the country, all those things, and bring the best talent around the world to the country. There's a place in Monaco. They just literally wait till once a year for the F1 race. And then they make all the money they're going to make for the whole year. And then they tell everybody to get out that we are sitting. Do you understand? Like,
we want to sleep.
We want to sleep.
See you next year.
France is so good at stuff. Cannes, they just wait for the film festival to come. The rest of the year, please get lost. We don't have time for your. Do you understand? Like, there should be a global flag football event in Nigeria. Certainly within the next decade, that's going to be the case. I think it's going to be a Showtime event, but there should be a global sort of, people are marking it on their account. They're already marking 30 December for God's sakes. Do you understand? Like, are you going to that flag football thing? The biggest players.
I mean, talk about 30 December, baby. I mean, there was a conversation this morning about 30 December, and the notion like that most Nigerians have about 30 December is that a lot of money comes into the country in December. But to be honest, the money leaves immediately afterwards as well, because most of the businesses that people come here to patronize are not even Nigerian owned. So so they tend to ship the money out again. And with something like flag football, like we rightly said now, being like the focal point of, say, sporting entertainment or entertainment in December, for instance, now, the money stays here. We get to bring FDIs, like you said, FX, like you said, and stuff like that. So let me quickly just go back to what I was trying to say about the nationwide growth. Right now, Showtime has gone into, the college outreach, right? I mean, we did Showtime Streets while we, you go into the streets, look for
What
this
is
gym.
college? Universities?
Universities.
Now don't start. Now they adopt America.
So
they call it College of Lagos.
Yaba College of Technology.
Come on for here. You with your American doing collegiate, what are you talking about?
Okay, let me rephrase.
Thank you. Showtime does universities. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Let the other people do collegiate.
Yes, university
doing collegiate.
Right. So I mean, for me, I think that's also part of grassroots in my own opinion, right? So my question to you is, what role do you think that I don't want to say college again, university campuses, would play in building the next generation of,
academy? It is the hub of where it starts. University is the first time that you're free, especially in Nigeria. Like, call it spade a spade. You might go to boarding school and have some freedom, but you're a teenager. The teachers there are still running stuff, all that stuff. Like, and Nigeria is still a conservative nation. So people are still attached to their folks, to their family, to their culture, to their parents, all that stuff. Uni is the first time that you get to be yourself. So uni is where people are really discovering their passions, so to speak. Very few people are fortunate to discover some of that in secondary school. Most people in the world, while they have an inkling or discovery in university, aren't able to apply it or do anything with it till after university. And by the time you're leaving university, the world is really pulling you in one direction or the other, especially because resources matter, becoming an adult, starting your life, you're going to have a family, all kinds of things, right? And so college is really a really nice melting pot of demographics that, all kinds of ethnicities, all kinds of genders, all kinds of, exposures and things like that coming together. And yet freedom is really being let loose on these people. So if you're able to tap into that and give them something they love, and kids love sports, just the way it goes, especially today when we're so consumed with devices and, interactions that are not physical, that are digital, that are, and those things are great. They have their place. But being able to tap into something that we are inherently great at, right? We are built to be athletes as Africans. You know what I mean? We're built to be athletic, right? And so tapping into that at the age where you're really becoming an adult where you're at the tip-top shape of your life, where you have your first freedom, where you're making your first money. Everything about it is sexy. It's just the reality on ground. It's the first time that when you have sorry to be, a little sort of old school guy, but when you have a baby in secondary school, now just to walk him after prep,
Yeah.
that's the type of what you can do. When you have a baby in uni, small change, don't day.
Go buy Indomie.
You buy Indomie small. You watch Showtime
Yes,
on
yeah,
YouTube.
Yeah.
Then you carry her to a game.
Yeah.
If you buy her one jersey, say, yeah, come buy Joseph jersey. Maybe Joseph go sign on for you as you did. Like that, right?
Yeah.
So college is really that first. So what you guys are doing with Showtime at the university is really exciting. You've been to what? Yaba Tech.
Yaba Tech.
Where else have you
Yeah.
guys been?
Yaba Tech, LASU. We're going
LASU.
to LASU Ed.
Okay,
and
exciting
stuff
stuff.
like that. Yeah.
I think that's really the sexy point to get them. Through secondary schools, you need to go as low as you can, don't get me wrong. But that's the real freedom and the part where they are making that choice for themselves. It's exciting. They're at the tip-top shape of their sort of physical shape, like I said. So, yeah, I think it plays an important role.
Ultimately, the exciting thing about that for me is that I actually came across football when I was in Yaba Tech.
Really?
Exactly. Yes.
No way. And Lagos Marines at that time?
Yes, Lagos Marines.
Really?
I was literally part of the very first people to touch a football in Yaba Tech.
Wow, look at that full circle.
I'm telling you,
So it literally touched you there.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm taking it back.
Now you're the
there.
commissioner of one of the biggest flag football
Biggest flag football
league.
league. Yeah, exactly.
Wow, excellent.
It's very
What a
exciting.
story.
So anytime I'm actually talking about football and the growth of it from
And how long ago was this?
it's all about a decade ago.
You don't get
2014.
gray.
Since 2014 actually. And it was graduated from just training every Saturday in Yaba Tech. And then I was like, I just train, we just the train. Then I took the coach to Unilag. There was where we met them, Pelumi and the likes of them. So it was Yaba Tech and Unilag. And then we merged the team. We organized the very first American football game. Went from Lagos all the way to Zaria, Kaduna to play that one. They came back to Lagos. So it's been I think I need to write a movie about myself. So let's talk later.
Sure.
So it's been a very fun ride for me, very like a roller coaster ride, but it's been a very fun ride. And I'm here right now. Let me quickly just move into football right now. I mean, like I said earlier when I was starting the show, history has been made time and time again for over the last few years. We've done some international appearances, like the IFAF Championship in Egypt, where Nigeria swept both the male and the female championship. And I mean, I mentioned this thing on the first episode of the show, I think, that
Did you did Nigeria sweep? Why people
not
changing
like
history?
sweep.
Why people
Hold on, wait, BB.
writing history? You know the women lost one game. Did the men lose anything?
Yes.
They lost one game
Yes,
too.
they lost one game as well.
Nigeria swag, too much. Now you write say
But we won.
sweep.
We won.
Fair
The
enough.
point is that we won the championship.
Fair enough.
Thank you very much. That's the point I'm trying to make, right? So we won the championship, both male and female. And for me, like I said on the first episode of the show, was I think, right, and I might be wrong, I think that the reason why that is because most of these countries that we competed against in Egypt started football before Nigeria.
Interesting.
Yes, Egypt has started football like since, right? I know Egypt had their federation maybe since like 2010, and stuff. Because I remember then in Lagos Marines as well. Me, I was basically the Yahoo boy of the team. I was the one reaching out to teams to say, oh, we have a team in Nigeria, can we play you? That's how we organized our first game in Ivory Coast, right? That we went to play. We tried to organize one in Jordan, but it didn't work. So most of these countries already had programs running. However, I think Nigeria was the only country there that fielded professional players. Some that have played professionally before or that are playing professionally currently, right? So I think mostly that's kind of like why I would say that we try to pick that up.
So that's a big kudos to Showtime. I mean, really
yes.
pushing and driving for it to become a professional
Yes.
league.
I mean, I think we went into that professional setting at the very, very right time. right? Because this was way before the announcement of the LA Olympics, having
Yeah,
flag football in
100%. I
it,
mean,
you know.
again, it's why it must be driven from a local position. If you're looking at the lens through, without being rude, I don't want to define it as a colonial mentality, but the
Yeah.
idea that the international game is what is going to,
To help us,
yes,
yeah, make
and
us
sort of
what we, yeah,
grow your ecosystem. It's dead on arrival. Like, no matter what happens in cricket around the world, India
India.
is set in
Yep.
cricket. Like, they make multi-millionaires from the profession, they make multi-billionaires from the league owners. It is a great industry
Yeah.
that they are bringing foreign exchange into their own world, exporting their culture from their world, all kinds of things. So, like, it is fundamental that, and those signals were there again with Showtime, that it didn't matter what before you announce LA 20, regardless what you're doing,
Yeah.
we are making a pro
Yeah.
football league over here, right? And it is both genders, and it is exciting, and we're passionate about it, and we're putting our money where our mouth is. We're investing in it. People are getting paid. People are working on their craft. Every day you go to the Showtime Arena,
Someone's there.
someone's
Players
there.
are there. Players are there.
They're
Definitely.
there playing
Yeah.
football.
Yeah, players are there.
You know what I mean?
Let me ask you this. Mentioning that, I mean, it just seems like everything just keeps, going into my points, basically, right? So, in your own opinion, BB, what do you think international success means to, Nigerian sports credibility? What do you think it means?
I think the wrong word is credibility. I think it's nothing but another lever to pull on for exposure and for marketing. And that's the totality of all it is. It isn't the definition of our relevance, but it is useful to promoting
Promotion,
the
yeah.
sport. That's
Promotion, yeah.
literally the totality of what it is. And that promotion can be big. I mean, the Olympics is lovely. It's huge, right? Getting to play friendly. Like, and by the way, commerce is what always drives these international sort of competitions.
Competitions, yeah, yeah.
We act as if these international competitions are doing it because they want to know what the best in the world is. In the soccer or football, whatever you call it, that they play, FIFA just started the World Champions of Clubs. What is it that they just did now with?
I don't follow soccer that much.
Oh my God, it's huge. Like, who won? Chelsea won? And we won't hear the end of it. In the Premiership, they are dead, though. Useless club. But we won't hear the end of it.
It's BB that said it to
Useless club. At least they're better than Arsenal. Terrible people. Terrible human beings.
Jimmy is coming after
But
you.
he should come.
I'm sure Jimmy is coming
He
after
should
you.
come. We knock LA in final. Man City go knock Arsenal as well. So don't worry.
Jimmy that said it to, please.
So, I mean, my point is, commerce or the Olympics and all these things are not founded out of this benevolent need to sort of find great talent. And somebody's seen some money somewhere behind there.
Yeah.
So we should stop deceiving ourselves about the role of commerce in competition. It is foundational. It is what drives infrastructure.
Yeah.
Fundamental great entrepreneurial operators are needed to drive any ecosystem, whether it's sport or any other one in the world. And so, is it nice to do stuff on the international market? Yes, but not nearly as nice to grow your local league to a way that it is sustaining people's households and homes and communities and schools. That is the fundament. And when you do that, they will bring the international to you.
100%.
That is fun. So what role it plays, it's a great lever to, like, I grew up wanting to be a filmmaker because I'm a storyteller, and I grew up wanting to win an Oscar. And I remember very directly, my partner used to ask me almost every year religiously, like, you can make anything in the world you want, what would it be? And I remember how it changed over for me over the years. It used to be, oh my God, I want to make the next Lord of the Rings. Oh my God, I want to make the next James Bond. Oh my God, I want to make the next, And you cannot pay me enough to want to make that. I want to make and it's not even me, I don't direct anymore, but we have people who are making all these films. I want to make the Nigerian film that the world, again, Korea does not care about making a Hollywood film.
No, India doesn't.
India doesn't care about making a Hollywood film. Like, why is it Nigeria that you're constantly chasing recognition from the rest of the world?
True.
Like, international competition is great only so much as that they put it there that Nigeria participated and won. That's the value of it. Finish chicken at the end. Its function is
yeah.
marketing.
I
The
mean,
local is the point. That is the fundamental point.
I do agree with you, but I mean, we're talking about the Olympics. Say, okay, all well and good. We're trying to go to the Olympics.
Yes, we should, and
and
we're
all of
going
that,
to go
right?
there. And we're going to
Whoop, right?
fire them.
Okay. Bibi said that too, please.
It's not maybe we're going to go and we're going to fight.
So-
The girls are going to medal.
I believe so.
You heard it here.
Yeah.
The guys, maybe 2032 if they continue it in the Olympics. Make I know
Come on,
life
guys,
right now.
come on,
I
guys,
like
guys,
the
this-
guy.
hey.
You all know I'm the biggest fan of Joseph. Like
True,
I like the guys, but in these short years, it's
So
going to be
ladies.
very hard. It's going to be
Yeah.
very hard. The ladies themselves, there's US and there's Mexico. They're the top two programs in the world.
Yeah.
Japan came in third at the last World Championship Games.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens at the next World
The next
Championship
one, yeah.
Games. But which is what, August, which is coming up.
Yes.
Yes, very soon this
No,
month.
was it this month? I thought
this
it was 2026.
No, that there's IFAF championships and then there's World Games.
Okay, World Game. Yeah, yeah.
So the World
coming up this
Games,
year,
I think it's still like US and Mexico are the best,
Yes.
and then Japan was
Yes.
like number 3.
Yeah.
I've watched a lot of those games. I've watched a lot of Japan games. I think our girls with the right team picked can actually like compete.
something.
Yeah. And dare I say, you know, Showtime's working really hard on the kind of programs that you would need to put in place to be able to get people ready for 2028, if that's the case. But dare I say, by 2028, they probably can't compete with Mexico and the US or whoever is in that top position. The guys, let's get there first. I think they can compete. Look, if the guys medal, hey, you know, we'll celebrate them in a serious way.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. I
serious
agree
way.
with you because
The girls, if you medal, I expect you to. We're not celebrating you in a serious way.
fact, because the reason why I said I also think the guys would. I'll go out on a limb and use the word struggle, right? Because we'll be competing with countries like the US, Mexico, and countries that already have those programs running, and most of the guys that will be playing on that team probably started playing at 5 years old, 4 years old, and they've been around the sport, But the ladies now kind of are getting into the sport at the same time. So I think that would, basically
100%.
balance out.
And then we are, because of the way Showtime runs and the fact that it's Coed,
Coed,
and
yeah.
they're one of the most, successful Coed leagues in the world, not just the largest, the infusion of ladies into the sport with men has been just super sort of exponential for their growth.
Yeah.
Right? To give you a more granular example, Anu, who, was the quarterback and captain of the team that went to represent Nigeria in Egypt, mentioned how the ball was so little and light.
Little, yeah.
Right? Because
Yeah.
the Showtime ball,
Is
and
the
if I'm allowed
regular
to
one.
pick it up,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So this is what we use, right?
Yeah.
And so Anu has to throw this ball,
Yeah.
right? And she's used to it.
Yeah.
And Anu is now throwing flies that are 45, 50, maybe 55 yards.
ball is small,
No, I'm tripping. Maybe like 40 yards down. Maybe Joseph is throwing, 60 yards?
Yeah.
So Anu is throwing maybe, 45 yards or something like that. Like clean, like a
Yeah.
tight,
Yeah,
to a
tight
point,
route,
fly route or go route. And so she got there and she got this tinier ball. And she's just like, I, what you say, Mofe? How about you hit it with a little bro? You know what I mean? Like so. Yeah, I mean, like that infusion of when Toybat is seeing Dabo coming at her, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, let's go. And she dives and pulls that flag.
Yeah.
Which babe wants to juke you like Dabo?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there might be some in the world, but it's going to be hard to find them.
Yeah.
And you're going to be ready.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
that infusion of the genders in our, it really is such an exponential growth for the women. Yeah.
So my question then it would be that what mindset and structure do you think is needed to prepare for the Olympics? I mean, to be on that Olympic level from 2020.
So I can tell you what, yeah, now revealing our secrets, our in-house. But I mean, I can tell you what I think is going to be the case. I think, without saying too much, there's going to be a lot of work done over the next few months on the federation. That needs to be cleared out. When that's structured out, it's going to be clear that things have to go through the leagues. I think they did a pretty good job putting together a team that went to represent Nigeria. But I think the biggest thing that they sort of missed was putting together a camp that was sort of made for assessment. That's not what camps are for. The way it works is that you have local leagues where professionals and very talented people play, and you look through those and see what the talent that you think should make it is. You select from those and whittle it down to a very tight few, and the camp is meant for synergy.
Yes.
That's what the camp is meant for. It's not meant for you to assess because you don't have enough game time analysis and time and resources to put. You can't say I'm going to put Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen and this person into a camp to come and compete for who's going to start for US. That's not. You have enough information from local league play to make that decision, and now you're saying, okay, Patrick Mahomes, I know you throw to Travis Kelce like this, but this is how this other tight end likes to catch his own ball. Can you put it on this outside shoulder, on this, off the timing of this? He likes to hezzy before he jumps off the line, so do another one count before, all that's what camp is for. It's not an assessment. But now, it's early days. We're starting. We're getting the shaking the shimmies off, all that stuff. So it'll all be sort of sorted together. All the people, all the stakeholders will come together and figure out the right way. Once that's the case, I think there's going to be a really, really deep, entrenched sort of 18-month program. You have to work around the local leagues, but that's about what I know. Last time I was talking to Amina, that's about what the sort of thinking is. There has to be something around 18 months that you really sort of entrench people into a daily routine of, this is the team that you're going. Yeah, this is a regiment. This is the team. This is the process. It's and you have to put it all. You have to put it all on the line, right? So, nutrition,
Yes.
physical exercise, theory, game film, training. All that stuff. Like, I know Dabo is huge on sort of all the sort of mechanics and the training that people need to be. Him and Remy have been fantastic with Showtime Pro.
Awesome.
So
Yes.
I think when all the right stakeholders come together, we'll probably put together some sort of roadmap with all the other stakeholders outside Showtime as well that need to put together and figure out what the best plan is. But I suspect to myself sometime towards the end of 2026, 2027, there'll be something that becomes the proper way that we know. And that's why what I think actually, I know this is a bit long-winded, but what I'm most concerned about is really letting the veterans step into the role of advisory and coaching,
Yes.
and also seeing which ones still have what it takes to be able to perform, right? Because right now, some of the best players technically tend to be some of the veterans, because obviously they've been doing it longer. But by the time you count 3 years out where the Olympics are, biology is always the champion. I don't care. Even my culture and marriage show, all those things factor in. But biology does not give you know what I mean? You might see them, LeBron play into their 40s, but at the end of the day, and it's unbelievable what LeBron is doing. It is unbelievable what Ronaldo is doing. It's unbelievable what these people are doing. But they're no more the best players in the world.
Yes, true.
Like it or not. Like, they're just not. You know what I mean? Like, even on his team, Luka is the best player. Like, so at the end of the day, biology is king. And so trying to map that out is another thing that Showtime is really particular about is, okay, Musti is fantastic now. Are you going to be fantastic in 28? Are you still going to be the best option for that? You know what I mean? That sort of thing, right? So other than that, I think it's going to be a pretty well organized super Showtime way that we do things, yeah.
Awesome. So I mean, we say that let's go a little bit more into discussing like the social impact of the sport. Our flag football basically is helping young people, avoid risky behaviors, stay in school and all of that type of stuff. Because I mean, so you are a team owner, and I'm pretty sure some of your players will most likely still be in school and stuff. So basically, in your own words, right? How do you think flag football helps shape and discipline young people?
I don't think the credit can go completely to flag football. I think sport is a big lever in sort of shaping young lives. It just, it's like the military. It is, it gives you a sense of identity. It creates community. It gives purpose. It has structure. And most importantly, it's fun. Once you have all those things together, you already have young people. Like you've got them. You don't need to try too hard, right? I think where flag football has a slight edge over others is that two things. One, it is more fun than most other sports. That is the one beauty in American football, and they have spent decades sort of engineering it to be more fun. When American football started, it was a bunch of just like rugby, scrum, and just hitting and running with a thing and all that. They started to just air that thing out, man, because it just looks exciting. Like just air that thing. So you know what I mean? So it's a lot more exciting and interesting and visually appealing. So it has more swag. Whether you like it or not, when you see who are the leapers, Odudu, or God's Will, Atibile, or Remy, or Dabo too. When you see them go up with one hand and do and they are jumping and their leg is reaching your shoulder, it's just freaky. It's like freaky athletes, right? So, those things are all exciting. The second thing, which still matters to young people, is the fact that it is co-ed. Any structured situation, even in church when they do youth play or youth party or they rush them. Why? A structure where it's permitted for boy and girl to interact and have fun and all that. And we try to make sure that it's really safe and really healthy and teach people the right forms of interaction. Showtime's super particular about sexual harassment. It's like not zero policy, like not zero tolerance, minus tolerance. Like if the girl even blinks, say you. So it's important that we keep a sort of super healthy, super structured way of allowing both genders to interact as young people, giving them freedom. But I think it is just one of the. It's just one of the super. I don't know. It is a great way to structure young lives. Sport does that. Flag football does it even better. Showtime does it probably the best.
So last question on that point.
Wait, is the last question on that point?
On that point.
Your questions,
I'm
there are
enjoying
plenty.
I'm enjoying this discourse.
It's a real discourse.
That's why I called it in. I mean, it's just one more point remaining after this question, and then we go into wrapping up. So my question on that last point is, what have you seen change in a community that has adopted the game of flag football?
I think honestly, I can really speak from my personal experience, and I think flag football and really Showtime has shaped me even as a grown adult and as a man, right? I see the young people that sort of rely on us and on me particularly and sort of look up to me. And so that's one thing that's really sort of inspiring. You feel like they're inspired by you, but you don't know how inspiring that is to sort of want to show up every day and be better as a person and, as an owner, or as a coach, or as a mentor, whatever those things are. The second thing is, I don't know anywhere in Lagos, again, other than church, because Nigeria is fanatic about religion, that has the demography that Showtime has. There's people who are coming from the most difficult of circumstances every day. There's a girl on our team, I'm not going to say who it is, but she comes from very far away, right? And me and the captains met and we're discussing, we're like, we got to tell her, because every time we stay late, we have to put her in an Uber, right? And it costs close to 20,000 because she comes from very far away. And it takes her just too long, but we sat her down, we're like, listen, like it's okay, like we know you're passionate, come to the games, but this practice, this playing, she doesn't even have that much PT time, but she puts in so much effort. And she was just like, honestly speaking, truth be told, she helps her mom and her sisters. They're in the morning market by 4 a.m. Right? They sell flour. And she is happy to help her parents, but it's a very difficult life. And the only thing they give her permission to leave for is flag football because it earns her money. She's able to bring it back into the family. And so they're like, don't mess that one up. Oh. My lord, go to your flag football, da da da. And so there's times that we finish and she's just hanging around. Why? She's like, man, I don't want to go out. Make I don't lie. Like, let the work will still be there tomorrow. Make I see me today, right? And so that stuff is touching and it's sort of inspiring. It's this idea that, I don't want to say, but very, very high-end politicians and their kids have come to play in Showtime before, right? Very big footballers and comedians and so on have come to play in Showtime Arena for other things before. Yeah. So it's this really interesting melting pot, right? And sort of amalgam of all kinds of demographics that to me is touching and like only happens at Showtime, right? And that's sort of excellent to me.
I mean, it's been amazing talking to you today.
It's been dope.
And just to wrap it up, right? To wrap it up, what's one thing?
Why? Because Hilary they look us with one eye.
2 minutes.
See,
So to wrap
see.
it up, what's one thing people underestimate about flag football?
Underestimate.
About flag football's impact.
Do you mean people who are in flag football or people outside flag?
Outside.
I think two things. One, I'll speak about the impact last, but what they certainly underestimate is the experience. And it's an experience that American football gives you, then flag football gives you, then Showtime gives you. We can talk about it, but just show up on Sunday. There's nothing like it. When you come and 1,000 people are rowing, you know what I mean? Because this person just juked somebody in a way that you haven't understood, because this boy just threw the ball to a point, because this girl just dove and caught this thing, because someone just like it really is a really interesting experience that's a merger of both talent and passion in a very interesting way. So you're not ready for that experience. Come and feel it yourself physically. If you can't, watch it online, but as best you can, come and experience it. It's really great. And as far as the impact goes, I really think we're on the hockey stick curve, which means it's about to explode exponentially. All the things that you're seeing, all the investments, all the work, all the time, all the efforts, like Showtime is just on another level. Like there's merchandising stuff with Adidas, there's Discord, there's live stuff on YouTube, there's you're going to start seeing billboards, and it's like when you blink, something else has happened. Something else has happened. Like Showtime is not even chilling for anybody. So I think it's really about to hit that hockey stick curve of like just exponential growth. There's a lot of things a lot of irons in the fire about what we're doing that we can't quite speak about, So, stay tuned. I think it's going to be very difficult to measure the impact in the short term, but you'll see.
Yes, sir. So, you heard it here first, and it's been an amazing evening with my man's BB Shashere, and we're going to be coming back next week with another episode that is going to be equally as interesting. I remain the one and only Adibari Showtime Commish, and it is Showtime.